Perfect. Welcome back to the Third Wheel Podcast. We have a special guest with us today. It's the crossover episode. We got the at-night host Darci here, crossing over with Shaps at the main show.
Yo, I'm back, baby.
Hello.
Now, why do we do that today? Because I talked Darci into coming over here after work fell through. So it's perfect.
Yep.
I'm actually getting paid to be here right now, technically.
I know. Isn't that great?
You know what? I
30
took
bucks?
PTO today, so am I.
Yeah.
Really? You took PTO?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Oh, sorry. Heck yeah.
No, don't worry. I got you.
Thanks, buddy. All right. I hope y'all enjoying the new format with video and adding everything together. We're also working on a really cool animation. Shaps, you want to tell us more about that, or should we keep that a secret?
Oh, yeah. Well, I won't describe what it looks like. It's kind of a spin off of Jabtoon's other commission, but it's going to look really sick, and it's kind of going to be like pretty much standard. But yeah, I'm very excited. It has a lot of detail. Honestly, he got me very well. Like, I didn't even have to tell him just what features to exaggerate. He just did it. And like for you, my gosh, you're gonna be so happy.
Oh, I bet. I was so happy with the picture. You saw that picture, right, Darci, where we're animated?
Yeah.
He's working on a full animation for us when we're talking.
Yeah,
That's so cool.
So it's gonna be sick. So anyway, guys, Easter is upon us. I'm a little disappointed because we don't have Peeps flavored Pepsi again like we did last year,
Oh, unfortunately.
which was fantastic. You remember that? Oh, so good.
Ew.
That was a year ago.
It was amazing, Darci. Are you crazy? It was fantastic.
Soda's already too sweet as it is. Marshmallow
it was.
soda.
Oh, it was great. I was so happy.
Is this what it's going to be? We get excited about things, and then you make little little comments, like little remarks, you know?
Yeah. I don't like when other people are happy about it. It really brings me down.
I need to bring them down with me.
Yeah.
Well, let's update this year.
Yeah.
New Easter, new me, right? But that church that Shaps brought up a year ago, we had Erica on that episode.
Yeah.
There's a church that, Darci, have you heard of this, where they take a movie or a well-known franchise and then they take the main character and then they nail him on a cross and then it represents Jesus.
And they've done this like 20 times.
Yeah.
But it's
Yeah.
a different movie every year.
Every year.
And they
So-
put in like thousands and thousands of dollars in these productions. It's
Is
a
it
real
kind of like the Christmas productions at the big churches where they like
Think-
bring in the
yeah,
camels
that-
and everything, and
think
there's
about
like a whole
that, but they
zoo?
completely forgot about all the morals.
Okay.
And they focus completely on the production part and make that like times 3 bigger.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
Yeah.
it's that big. Like the first one they did
You
was
haven't
like
seen like the flying Jesus?
no,
in the church?
they don't. No, they're not subtle like that. Okay.
At all.
No, what they do is the first one they did was Pirates of the Caribbean. No, Star Trek, where they crucified Captain Kirk. Then they Pirates of the Caribbean. They crucified Jack Sparrow. Then they did Avengers, where they crucified Iron Man. Like legitimately, it always ends with a crucifixion and someone coming back and being Jesus. And I don't know why. I think they just got lost in like their own creative like bubble. And they're just,
Getting lost in the sauce.
it is a spectacle. But I thought it'd be fun if we kind of like guess what their next movie is going to be, because I don't know what it is yet.
Did they not
Yeah.
announce it as a surprise?
I think it's a surprise.
Oh my
right?
gosh. I cannot wait. All right, well, let's take our predictions then.
I'm thinking Dune.
Dune. So are
Yeah.
they crucifying Zendaya's character? Are
Yeah,
they
yeah,
crucifying-
it's-
Yeah,
he's
who
gonna
would they
be-
crucify?
He's
in
gonna
that?
be like
The big worm.
He's gonna be like in a worm's mouth. You know, he's gonna be like, "Help, get me out!" It's just-
I would say Madam Web, but they know that wouldn't work. That'd be
definitely
fantastic. Oh, Ghostbusters. The new
Oh,
Ghostbusters
that
just came out.
writes itself.
Yeah.
Actually,
That'd be so cool.
writes itself. Actually,
I'd be the happiest guy ever if that's what they did. So,
very fair.
what about you, Darci?
Ghostbusters.
What's your guess?
Well, are they normally picking new-ish movies?
they kind of just do. Well,
Or are they
actually,
all
yeah,
over the
more
place?
modern movies. And actually,
Okay.
there's a detail I forgot.
So they're not going to
mention.
pick like the Gladiator or something.
Maybe Gladiator 2.
That's too on the nose. Okay? It already
No.
looks like a Jesus movie.
So
That's
whatever,
fair.
what also they do, I forgot, is that they actually add musical numbers to movies that don't even have musical numbers, like legitimately original.
Like what they
movie.
did with Mean Girls. Maybe they'll do Mean Girls.
Oh,
the musical.
No, I would hate that.
For the crucifixion.
Crucify all of them.
But that's,
Yeah.
that's your guess. though.
Regina George. It's just
So her guess is Mean Girls, everybody.
It is a spectacle.
or
Yeah.
Willy Wonka. I could see Willy Wonka.
Ooh, because of that big disaster. Did you see that Willy Wonka disaster that happened? not
Oh,
long
I
ago?
see. I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
yeah, that's
yeah.
why I brought it up.
Yeah,
Of course.
You haven't
Some
seen
smart.
that?
No.
You haven't seen that? Okay, it was a viral TikTok where this
Yeah.
guy, I don't know if he's American or not.
I think it's England.
Oh, yeah, in England. You're right. Or maybe it was Australia. I think it was Australia.
One of those.
I think it was like Switzerland.
You don't know.
Okay, shut up. You again. The comments. Just-
Yeah, for real. Clown us. No, I think it was Australia. This guy used ChatGPT to put flyers together, and the description of the event was supposed to be a Willy Wonka experience. And they get in there. It's a warehouse, poorly made, where he hung up like his laundry on the walls to make it look weird.
And he got like somehow he tricked people into free labor. Like these people didn't even get paid. I don't think the actors
Yeah.
who were like dressing up as these characters. And he added like some weird characters. Like he
So-
added like a demon character who was like scaring the children.
He did like so the Oompa Loompa was this sad looking woman painted orange wearing a green wig, and she was standing where the candy's supposed to be made. It looked like a genuine meth lab.
Also, they didn't give out chocolate. They gave out like jelly bean, a jelly bean, I think, or something like.
Everyone got a
crazy
single
like that.
jelly bean and a cup of lemonade for the candy.
Not like a shot glass, like that much lemonade for everyone.
Not a glass of
And
lemonade.
It was like
cup.
$35 or $40 or something a person.
Yeah. It was a
So,
disaster. And
it's crazy.
like Shap said, they added a villain, and he called him the Unknown. So the guy's reading from a Chat GPT script,
Yeah.
and he's like, "Oh my God, look, it's the Unknown!" And then this
And
weird,
he's like, he doesn't speak. It's like this like weird silhouette monster thing, and the children just start screaming when
They
he
start
shows
crying.
up. I'm like, this is like genuine horror. Like,
yeah,
it's crazy. And then the guy, he's like, I just don't know what happened. This was my passion project. I'm like, yeah, bull crap.
yeah, for real.
He apparently does this a lot. He's done it a lot.
With what?
Where he's like done. I probably watched the same videos you did, but basically he's done like these projects before where like he's ripped people off. So it's not a new thing by any means. He's just kind of like get rich quick or whatever. Not even rich, just like penny pinching, essentially, because he doesn't pay his actors, and then he just like rents a warehouse for a day. He gets like the cheapest graphics possible and props, quote unquote, and like one bag of jelly beans.
I'm gonna harpoon you for misspeaking. He said cheapiest, the cheapiest.
Harpoon me?
Yeah.
Is that a new slang?
No, I made that up.
That was a slingshot you just made.
I'm well aware. I don't have an actual harpoon.
I'm gonna
to
harpoon you for
with.
doing the wrong motion gesture.
Yeah.
All right.
But he went viral for that, though.
He
That,
did.
that was like his passion
He
thing.
got his fame, definitely.
Yeah, no, I mean, everyone's talking about it. They're making a movie based on that character, the Unknown. So
They're making a movie. Oh, I forgot
Yeah.
that Willy Wonka was public domain.
Yeah. Yep.
It is.
Yeah.
hmm
That's how he was able to get
Fancy.
away with
Mhm.
it.
Speaking of public domain, Winnie the Pooh. They're building a Winnie the Pooh Blood and Honey cinematic universe. Did you see that?
Yes, and like the next one's gonna be like. Actually, I don't know what the next one's gonna
Well,
be.
the second Winnie the Pooh has Tigger. They've already talked. I don't know if this will connect, but they're doing the Grinch horror film. They're doing. Hold on. So
Probably
with
another Disney property, right?
Bambi,
Yeah, that's right. Bambi, The Reckoning.
Pinocchio,
Well, Unstringed or something.
and I kid you not, they're doing the Avengers movie where they all cross over.
Wait, the
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you mean.
It's called Monsters Assemble or something.
That's just
Yeah,
stupid.
it's so bad.
The monsters. Now, okay, the
Awful.
thing about I don't like giving those movies attention because they literally aren't trying, and people
Yeah.
are like going to the movies ironically, but it's like one of those meta ironic movies where like they want you to hate it, they want you to talk about it and complain about it,
Maybe.
just so they make money because it's going to make money because like people aren't actually going to see if it's good or not. People
Right.
are going to be like, oh, this is so stupid what we're doing, and
Right.
they make $10 million a movie.
hmm
Like they're literally not trying anything. They probably put the script in ChatGPT as
Yeah.
well.
No.
So I don't even like giving it that much attention because I just hate that mindset. I hate
Right.
that business model because they're getting rich off of it.
I understand where you're coming from, but I also still just I'm so on board with this. Like I want.
But it's not real. It's not like people actually thought this would be a good idea. They're just doing it because it's it's popular and it's like to ruin your childhood. It's always going to be popular for whatever
Have
reason.
you ever seen the movie Rubber?
No,
I don't like the name of that.
I like Flubber.
It's about a
Robin
tire.
Williams.
Is that like the adult version of Flubber?
No, it's about a tire. And
Oh, the Stephen King one.
is it?
Yeah,
I-
it's Stephen King.
no.
No, it is.
Let me look this
Rubber?
up.
Yeah, the haunted tire thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's Stephen King.
I'm almost certain that's a Stephen King book.
I don't.
I'm
think
almost
so.
certain.
I'm gonna
it's
look
Stephen
I
right
King.
hope
now.
not.
Rubber 2010. The film
2010.
the film
That
is
seems
about
new.
a tire that comes to. I mean, these type of movies look older than they actually are.
That's
It's got a 67% on Rotten Tomatoes. Huh. That's
there's
actually good.
no, There's no way you're looking at what I could have sworn it came out in like 2002.
The film is about a tire that comes to life and unalives people with
Yep.
psychokinetic powers. Let's see. Production. I don't see anything about Stephen King. The 2018 film Wall-E, specifically the first act, was also an influence on the character. That's fantastic.
Yeah, so it's like this murderous tire that just like here's one of the pictures for
Oh,
what the movie's about.
that's beautiful.
I think you're thinking of Maximum Overdrive.
You're right.
Chaps.
You're right,
Yeah,
Maximum
where all the
Overdrive.
where all the technology comes to life. And starts
That's
trying
right.
to
I'm pretty
unalive
sure there was a
people.
killer tire in that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, I don't know. You guys are just talking about how they make dumb movies and stuff like that, and
That,
they
like,
always go back
that-
to rubber.
I think Robert was like, if I'm thinking of the right movie now, I think Robert was like one of those things that's like a comedic, like almost like Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, like one of those comedic horror movies. Like
Yeah.
it wasn't actually.
It was
trying to be.
hilarious. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
don't know if it was supposed to be.
I think it's satirical.
There's
I would
no
think
way.
so.
It's got to
Does
be
it
satirical.
does it have it listed as a comedy or a horror though?
I
Well,
mean,
maybe dark comedy is usually
Yeah.
what they say.
no, it's a horror comedy film. French
it is?
independent horror
Mm.
comedy film. It's a French film.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah,
sense.
the first like 10 minutes of the movie is just the tire trying to stand up on its own.
There is no.
That's pretty cute.
That's not cute. That's like the Sandman scene from Spider-Man, where the guy's like just realizing his powers.
AKA the only cool scene of that movie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, because it'll get up, it'll be wobbly, and then it falls back down, and then it like flinches a little bit.
That's a
and,
serious
like,
movie right there.
It's like at least the
She's
first 10
watching, like
minutes of
Darcy's
it.
watching with and biting her nails, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
tires are
I
on.
don't bite my nails. My nervous tick is I rip the ends of my hair off.
I think that's more unhealthy.
That's horrible. That's awful.
Wow.
I'm not on your side on this one. Oh, God, I'm a Shaps. Oh, man.
Yikes.
Okay, hold on. We're getting sidetracked here. Killer tires, evil Winnie the Pooh. The second one, the second one's gonna have Tigger. By the way, I'm excited. So Tigger wasn't public domain, the first movie, but he is now. So now he's gonna be in the
Wait,
sequel.
how was Winnie public domain before Tigger? That doesn't make any
It just
sense.
depends on the creation time. Maybe they were created separately and then they meshed them together, or Tigger came along way after, like in books or something. So
Maybe. I
Yeah.
mean, like, it makes sense because he would totally have been in the first one.
Right.
They're making that Mickey Mouse horror. They're making a horror movie, I think, where like
there's
it's
a
just
scary game.
No,
where-
yeah, but they're also making like a weird FNAF ripoff movie where it's Mickey Mouse
yeah,
Club,
FNAF.
the House of Death or something.
FNAF being Five Nights at Freddy's, which you saw.
I did.
Yeah, yeah.
We actually dressed up for it.
Yeah, and they actually looked pretty good. I
Yeah.
was there. I was there for it.
Should I pull up the pics for the camera?
I mean, sure.
I mean, we can just add them in.
Yeah,
later.
so you send them to him, he'll put them in.
There we go.
So, yeah, pretty cool. Okay, sidetrack though. Easter. Happy Easter, everybody. We got to talk about that.
Yeah, you can't public
Happy
domain that.
Easter.
Yeah. Yeah, it's already it's on there. We're not
Mhm.
going to get copyright flagged by Disney for this one. Okay, let me tell you what. Yeah, I'm
What?
still salty about that.
I
I pulled up an article called
Yeah.
The World's Craziest Easter Traditions. But before we get to that, what was Easter like for you, Darcy?
Okay, never mind.
Am
It's
I
like
free
you-
to trauma dump?
Were you like not expecting that question?
So,
Please don't.
No
just-
cursing, and if it's overtly hexual.
so the last time, fun fact, Easter was in March a few years previously, in 2016.
I do believe it takes place every year.
No, in March though. It's normally in April. It's like rare that's like during March.
I see.
So is that
Okay.
like a leap year every 4
So-
years? It's a
Maybe
Yeah.
it has to do with
I
that.
mean, yeah,
'Cause it's a
that's
leap
what it
year
is.
this year.
That's why it is.
has to be.
That's why it's
Okay.
this month.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, March of 2016 on Easter, I got sent to my rehab
Oh,
program.
Happy
And
anniversary.
then there was like 3 or 4 Easters spent in the program. That's why when you asked me that
I thought you were gonna say you just watch Passion of the Christ like every other.
I hate that movie, by the way.
I've never seen it, but I don't think I ever will.
No, my parents sat me down and had a talk with me. Well, first of all, we all go to church, and they're like being weird about taking pictures with everyone. And so I was like, okay, whatever. And then we get home, and my pastor is sitting on our couch.
He's like, sit down, Darcy.
And immediately I'm like, okay, this is an intervention. Like, what is going on? Why is my pastor at my house?
Have you found any eggs today?
I've never seen him outside of church before. Yeah.
No, that's a good thing. If they were like, okay, if you find 20 Easter eggs, we won't send you off. Dr. Phil,
And they only put 19 out there.
I know, like Dr. Phil, who you hate, just like, okay,
it was an
now, Darcy.
exercise. It was an exercise.
Yeah.
And so,
Wow.
yeah, so I walk into my pastor being there, and my brother's there already, and they sit me down, and they're like, you remember this really awful place that we told you about where you have to wake up at 6 a.m. and like do all these chores and do all this work, and it's like a really long time? Yeah, you're going today. And I was like, and so they gave me this speech about Resurrection Sunday and how this is a chance for new life and new birth for myself.
As they're
as
handcuffing
well.
you.
Yeah.
Reading your rights.
Yeah. And so I was just like, what? And and then every Easter after that was like in the program for a few years.
Oh, no. Now, what was an Easter in the program like?
Oh boy, are you are you cool with talking about this?
Have you heard the episode? She talked about her sobriety. We went all through this.
There's
It's
a reason
fine.
there's a different show.
That's fair. I give you that.
It was really awkward in the teen program. I was transferred directly from a teen program into an adult program. I was in a program for like 32 months.
Yeah.
Straight.
Not cool, but yeah.
Yeah.
That's
cool.
awesome.
Yeah.
I'm
Best
so
years
proud.
of my life.
Sorry. Continue.
And so it was really awkward because we're all older teens, but they would still do like a little kids egg hunt with us and like give us like these people would come in with gifts and it'd be like stuffed animals and stuff like that. But they're gifting us as if we're like 8-year-olds. And it was just these like really obnoxiously rich people that came in and made themselves feel like they were doing a good thing. Like I specifically remember getting gifted toothpaste and a toothbrush, and I was like, we're not in an orphanage in Mexico. Like like my parents send me stuff. Why are you giving me this? Like, no, I want the stuffed bunny, not the toothpaste.
Those are standard issue in Mexico.
Yeah. And so it was irritating having them come in just to feel good about themselves so
Yeah.
that they could say that they like
They were, yeah.
gave to us.
Do you still have that toothbrush?
No.
Because that sounds like one of those.
I probably used it to scrub grout.
No, I was about to say, it actually sounds like one of those, like inspiring stories where like you throw the toothbrush into the water, like, I don't need this anymore.
And then it like splashes a certain way and all of a sudden I'm
that'd be
like,
beautiful.
wow, I want to be a dentist.
Origin story confirmed.
Oh my God. Anyway, Easter.
This is your fault. You asked.
I did. I get what I deserve.
Yeah, you saw the way I was like.
All right.
All right. Well,
Bonus features.
so my Easter was we painted eggs. We then we'd hide them ourselves and then go hunt them. It was fun.
I want to do an adult
Meanwhile,
Easter.
you're like outside the facility and you just, so Darcy's like looking at you like,
I'm one egg short.
and Caleb's like, I got one.
There never was a 20th egg, was there,
Yeah.
Dean?
And Caleb's holding it. He's
Yeah.
like, I found one.
Well,
Caleb's like, I found 21. Yeah. And I'm just sobbing in the corner with my 19.
That's awful. And I'm laughing. I'm a sick individual.
So I'm not laughing at all. This is terrible.
Yeah, well, I mean,
Yeah, you guys aren't allowed to laugh at this. Only I am. I'm offended.
well, he
I'm
is. You
getting
just can't
canceled.
tell.
No. Okay, so crazy traditions though.
Do you have any, chaps? I asked you last
I
year.
don't. One time my mom hid my Easter basket in the washing machine. So
That was tradition.
no,
I won't make that joke.
but
No,
We're not on at night.
You better not.
borderline,
show.
borderline encouraged children to climb into the washing machine. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
But no, she would hide. It was pretty normal. She'd
Actually-
hide our Easter baskets every year.
Back
That's
then,
fine.
though, they didn't have all the automatic stuff where they wouldn't start if the door was open.
Yeah.
So you very well could have started it on yourself and been
was
stuck
also,
and
like,
spinning in a.
12. So
Oh, okay. Well, if you died, that was your fault.
It was one of the top opening washers, so he had to like jump into it.
no, so kind of sad is that I was always the last one to find my Easter basket just because I wasn't, like very observant. Wasn't really good. I always overthought stuff. I was like, okay, well, my brother's was upstairs, my sister's was downstairs, which means mine's probably outside, buried under the tree.
Oh,
and then
no.
I'm just like legitimately like just the most elaborate like hiding spots. But I also at that time, even at 12, believed in the Easter Bunny. So I was like, he's got magic on his side. So like he could put it anywhere.
Wait, so how old were you when you found out that the Easter Bunny
12.
wasn't real? Oh, okay.
That's
The
pretty
second
late.
you found it in the washer,
Actually-
you were like, I know this wasn't
No.
him.
This was a mom move. No, so actually when I was 12, that's when I learned about everyone.
Okay.
The whole gang.
Did they like sit you down to tell you?
Yeah,
or,
Santa
like-
Claus sat me down. He's like, he took
No,
us his hat.
Turns
And
out
he
I
was
don't
like-
exist.
And he puffs away.
dad.
I'm like, no,
Yeah.
no.
So we talked to a therapist last year about this. It's not wrong to have your Easter or Santa even. It's okay to tell your kids that they're real.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't get a specific thing on how long are you supposed to believe that.
Right.
But in her opinion, it was okay to tell your kids that they're real.
I started getting in arguments, like actual verbal arguments, almost fist fights with kids at school because they told me sin didn't exist. I was like, oh yeah, meet me outside. We'll see how real he is. But then that was my mom was like, hey, maybe you should she was like, you remember how you were asking about it because all those kids were bullying you? Yeah, well, actually, turns out you are a loser.
I can just see you getting criminal charges, beating up kids, and you're holding a charge that says assault for believing in the Easter Bunny.
Yeah. He still actually believes in it. He's just not letting us know. He got bullied too much.
What are you in for? Easter Bunny. Oh, dang.
Me? It was Santa. I believed in Groundhog Day.
Leprechauns.
Yeah.
I killed for that one.
I killed for St. Patrick.
Okay.
Great.
So I remember when I found out, I was probably in like 4th grade.
Mhm.
So how old is that? Like 10?
4th grade? Yeah, it's 10 years old.
Okay, shoot, I don't know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I was 10.
I wasn't a kid ever.
Yeah, so I was about 10. And I remember our Sunday school teacher was writing on the chalkboard, and I guess she just got fed up with it. She was talking about Jesus or something. And
Yeah,
for
I get fed
whatever
up with that all
reason,
the time.
Gosh.
for whatever reason,
Understandably.
she
That's all they
just
teach
turned
here.
around. She just turned around and she goes, and guess what, guys? Santa Claus isn't real. And the entire class goes,
And then they got their pitchforks and torches and
Yeah.
absolutely.
And so I
went to
came
town.
home and I asked my mom about it, and she was, confirmed. And so I started crying because she lied to me. But like looking back, I was like, "You lied to me." And so I was
Little
like, "The
did you
Tooth
know.
Fairy, the
not-
Easter Bunny." I should have not mentioned the Tooth Fairy because I got money for my teeth. I should have just left that one alone. I should have been smarter than that.
not to get religious or too religious, but basically, I've always had like a critique of the Christian faith, or I guess most religious faiths, where they're like, "Yeah, you believed us so foolishly about the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. However, this God that you do not see is definitely real.
Yeah.
You should definitely give them money."
I mean, all I'm saying is I've never seen God and the Easter Bunny in the same room together.
I always thought that was just the weirdest thing, but yeah, it is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, just one day it clicks. Oh my God, they're the same.
Yeah. Well, I heard somebody explain it in a way. Well, I don't know necessarily about the Easter Bunny, but at least with Christmas and Santa, the way you like break it to your kids is you explain, hey, Santa is real, but not in the sense that we've made it seem. He's not a being, but an idea. And the idea is to give to people without recognition or self-props. And so now that you realize it's an idea, now you're Santa Claus as well, and you're in charge of giving to people like secretly or
Yeah, I would have. That's bullcrap because
Yeah.
I would have been like, no, wipe my memory. That doesn't make sense. I was getting this entire time. Now I have to give things away.
Yeah.
Like I had a better deal the other way around.
Well, you would still get things, but you don't spoil the surprise for other people. Pretty much is what they're getting at.
I mean,
like
I'd like
we're
to be.
all Santa.
I'd like to be given too.
And who's Mrs.
You know
Claus then?
what?
Who are the elves?
Yeah,
You know what?
I saw an elf. Okay, I've seen a ton.
They're an idea.
Oh, go tell that to. Never
Yeah.
mind. You're an idea.
Short people aren't real.
Yeah,
You're an
they're
idea.
elves.
You're a figment of my imagination.
You're telling me that short guy right there is not an elf?
We are you and you are I.
So I really want to do like an adult Easter one day
What do you think?
where you do an
What'd you
Easter
think?
egg hunt,
Okay.
but inside of the
Well-
eggs is shot bottles.
That's not a bad idea.
for milk, right?
Yeah,
Shots of milk.
Yeah, like skim, almond, oat
right.
milk.
And you
yeah.
just leave them outside long enough so that they're a nice room temperature.
Now that's funnier.
Imagine if you didn't tell them and they just thought it was like a cream liqueur.
All right, bottoms up.
Yeah.
I mean, better if you leave them out the day before. You know?
Why does mine smell funny?
Mine's bubbling.
Yeah.
Man, that's good cheese.
Why won't mine come out?
That was a good sound, eh?
That was a good sound bit.
that?
I might have to save that one.
That's going into the
Why
soundboard.
did-
It's going to the soundboard.
Why
Yeah.
did? Okay. way.
Like ketchup.
I don't know why he did that either. I saw him do something with his eye. I was like, what?
I just saw him like.
I had to get. You know what?
What happened? Man down, man down.
Man down, man down.
What part of that had to do with milk?
Moving on. Now.
The whole thing.
Okay. Oh my gosh. What happens when we film on a Monday?
Happy Easter,
out of sync.
everybody.
It's Monday. Oh my God, it is.
Yeah, no, it went by quick. I have a 3-day work week this week. Isn't that nice? I'm off for Good Friday as well.
I'm so happy for
I don't know who Cesar Chavez is, but we get the day off because of him. I'm very happy about it. Apparently, he wasn't a good guy.
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But anyway,
Chavez rolls in his grave.
I have a question.
what's your question?
What
Yes, you can go to the
happens-
bathroom.
Thanks, chaps.
No. Perfect, guys. Was that good or no?
You didn't say one.
I know.
Yeah, you didn't say one.
Fine, sorry. 3, 2, 1. All right. Fine. All right.
You can't change it up.
What's your next question, Darcy?
That was my question.
Okay,
about
cool.
using the bathroom.
I knew it.
Yeah, you had it right on point.
It was the way you asked it. I was like, that's such a bathroom question.
I made the mistake of eating sunflower seeds in between, so now I want some more. But alas, I don't want to chew into the microphone. So,
That would be the worst thing to just.
how are y'all feeling now about y'all's Easter bring up? And did we get the full adult Easter out the way
Because
discussion?
we don't want to go back there.
Yeah, I really.
I don't. Not after Caleb's sound effects.
I got plenty more where that came from. I'll tell you what,
I'm sure
I'm
you
just
do.
using one hole. All right. Let's talk about. Are you okay? Did I hurt you?
It was Shaps'
That's-
disappointment.
That's why I'm not on camera.
I said, oh.
Oh, you give a different reason every time. We want you on camera. The audience
I know.
demands
I'm
it.
like the Joker. I give a different backstory every time. They're like, "Why are you not on camera?" Well, my face was burned away. Why are you not on camera? Well, I don't like being on camera.
That wouldn't be mysterious. Oh, sorry. I mean to say it like
Why are you
that.
attacking me like that?
I know. I'm excited for that animation though. If you end up finding a way to cut that, to where
Oh
it's
no,
just
no,
you
yeah.
going like that.
I have ideas. It'll be good. It'll
Yeah.
be good.
Now that you're doing video, which thank you for doing that.
Oh yeah.
With video, he's doing all the work now. I'm doing shorts though. The shorts are my domain.
yeah,
So,
I'm working off my sentence.
yeah. So
Your sentence?
Yeah.
he owes me,
Ah,
and now he's working down the time. He owes me 40 years worth of stuff.
okay.
Yep. I don't even know how I accumulated that much. That must have been really good.
The world's craziest Easter traditions. This is global. This isn't just the state of Texas or US of A, of which we're so sometimes ignorant of, that there are other countries that do things
No.
besides us.
No. There's only one country.
Yeah. There's only one world, and that's America.
Specifically Texas.
Yeah, specifically Texas.
I can get on board with that.
Honestly.
There's Texas and there's the rest of the U.S. Those are the only two states. One of them's a crime state. But anyway.
Okay, continue.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Okay. The Easter Bilby from Australia. You get this really awkward looking chocolate bunny.
Yeah, I'm looking at that right now. That looks AI generated right there.
No, this is a real chocolate. It's very detailed in the snout. I wish I could show you this, Darcy, but alas, I cannot. So
Just like just pretend you can see it right there. Whoa, look at that.
Oh my gosh. Look at that snout.
I know, right?
it's very detailed.
Very
Yep.
detailed.
Yeah. In an attempt to raise awareness about the dwindling bilby population, confectioners in Australia have taken to making chocolate likenesses of this small rabbit-sized marsupial. Aussies can scoff at will, knowing that every bite they take is helping them to save an endangered species. I don't know about y'all, but my very first one is pretty disappointing. It said the weirdest, and that wasn't weird at all.
No.
Well, didn't Easter used to be a what's it called?
If you say
Oh,
pagan
what's it
holiday-
called? Yes.
It starts with a
Pagan.
pagan. Didn't it used to be a pagan holiday?
Kind of a mix. Almost like you know how Halloween was a mix between pagan and Christian beliefs?
Uh-huh.
Kind of like that.
Okay.
Excuse me, I'm sorry. Is Easter pagan?
But just everything is pagan inspired.
The origins of Easter are debated, with some sources suggesting that the word Easter is derived from a pagan holiday, while others argue that it is a Christian holiday.
That's what I just said.
I know, but I'm reading the official. you were what you said was fine, but it wasn't very official. You know what I mean?
Oh,
You didn't
Gotcha.
Yeah, you didn't.
I didn't go.
Easter.
I didn't do his voice.
According to the Oxford English Dictionary, and I'm changing it now.
He changed the accent halfway. Did you see that?
Easter may have been derived from a pagan Anglo-Saxon goddess of spring.
Every sentence is a new accent. Shut up.
I want to
Let's
see
see.
how far you can go with the different accents before it just starts repeating.
Oxford University.
That was it. I got 3 in me. The celebration of Easter and its symbols, such as the Easter bunny and eggs, have been debated for years over whether they're truly Christian or have a hidden pagan past. That was 4. And
4
that's
different
the best I
voices.
did. I don't even know what that one was, to be honest with you.
It started out Harry Potter inspired, and then
Yeah, then it just
went-
derailed like Easter. So the point is, so Shaps, I think your original point was nobody knows, and that's about what.
Yeah, pretty
this
much.
says.
Basically, how like it's just literally exactly like Halloween if you look that
Yeah.
up, and Christmas. It's just a mixture of like pagan and Christian beliefs.
Yeah.
Or like something in Europe happened. Like it's just kind of like America #best country in the world. A big melting pot of beliefs and traditions that we all shouldn't be afraid of.
I
We
know.
turned it into something good. We took something horrible and then we made it into something great. I'm so sorry that was a joke to any pagans out there. I'm joking.
Well,
okay?
see, here's my thing, and feel free to interrupt me if you have a point.
Oh,
But if you don't, shut up. No, there are still people our age that still will not touch Halloween because it's a pagan holiday and it's evil and all that kind of stuff.
Have they ever met a pagan? They're actually pretty chill. Let me tell you.
I've met a few Satanists and they were kind of funny. Like,
Satanists are like ironically Satan. Well, there's 2 different kinds of Satanists. I don't know if you know that. Well, technically 3 times or kinds, but there's like the ironic Satanists, which are like people who listen to metal music, like myself.
oh no.
I'm not. Just kidding. But there's also like the number 2 who are more like Wiccan, who are
Yeah.
just like more spiritual rather than like we worship Satan, you know? Then there's like the 3rd category, which is actually relatively new, which is the Church of Satan.
Yeah.
Which is like a little bit mixture of both, but like they're fully like we embrace evil. It's just weird. So
Me too, bro.
most of the cool ones you find are like the Wiccans. I've actually met one. We met one at the movie theater
Yeah.
one time. He was pretty chill.
Yeah.
And his wife. And then there's like, the ironic ones who are just like, yeah, we don't actually believe in anything, but we're just going
Right.
to say we're Satanists. Just 'cause.
Just to make people mad.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And it's fun to make the overly religious people mad, to be honest
right.
with you.
I
Dude.
get that.
yeah,
So,
poke the bears.
yeah.
Right.
They have the funniest reactions. It's
they
like,
really do.
we need to isolate the world. Just like stockpile everything. We're never going outside again. This is, also re-education.
You should
big
see
thing.
some of the comments that me and Caleb go through on our at night stuff with
Oh, I
the
can only
married
imagine.
Christian
Yeah.
couples advice.
They're so
Yikes.
bad.
And the posts that get brought up, I'm just like, oh my god.
I know.
I think
I
you
agree.
in last episode, Caleb, when you were talking about like church girls and everything, how like almost like that's like sometimes the worst category, like
Oh, yeah.
I'm just like most
Very
high
undateable.
maintenance. I'm just like that's so right about Christianity in general, like there's
Yeah.
there's some really cool people, don't get me wrong,
Yeah.
but like
I mean, that's how we all met, but
Yeah.
Right.
we're hard to find. You really got to cherry
it
pick.
Yeah,
really
I
is.
know. In
Well-
the oh my gosh, December will be 4 years, right? So in that 4 years, I can't say I've really come across like many people since then
Yeah.
that are
it
like
is
the
hard to
group that we
find like
have.
chill Christian people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like even in my friend group, which is like relatively bigger than most, I would say.
Yeah.
It's like they were like finely picked. They
Yeah.
weren't just like all thrown in, like I had to hand choose all of them
Right.
throughout my entire life, rather than just like, oh yeah, I went to a Bible study and then like all of them are my friends. No, it's
Right.
like one out of every Bible study.
I did get really lucky with not. Well, now I guess. So I guess there has been a good amount of people that have meandered in since we met, but because I think. Wow, I can't speak right now.
I was about to say, what are you trying to say?
I don't know. There's a lot of
Holy
really
Spirit has come over
chill.
me.
There's a lot of really chill, cool Christian people in our Bible study group
Yeah.
as of now.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Now that the ridiculous ones have been kicked
I know.
out.
We had some crazy ones. And
You were there for one of them.
I witnessed
Yeah.
some of it,
Oh my
and
gosh.
that's when I turned to metal music.
which is an allegory for Satan.
Oh, but
Caleb.
I didn't say the whole thing. I just said hail.
No, you did not.
I totally heard the full thing.
Yeah.
Then bleep it. I'm so sorry.
Just blip it, editor.
Yeah.
Just cut it where he goes. That way he can be right.
Yeah.
I'll
For
be
the
like,
first time.
I can't even turn it good, and I can't even mix. I can't even like convert it into something good.
Have you ever watched Rick and Morty?
Oh yeah,
Whenever they're in space and the space snakes.
I love the space snakes, space jazz or snake jazz.
Yeah.
I love that episode.
That's a good episode. So, well, yes, there are very uncool Christian people in church, but you know what? You're going to find weird people anywhere.
You know what?
It's
I've
not
been
just
looking at this
church.
article for the past 5 minutes, and I want you to read it so bad.
Yeah. The world's biggest, number 2,
Mhm.
okay, out of the 10 craziest Easter traditions. Okay.
This is the most. Just before you say what it is like the most, like the biggest letdown. Number 2 of the craziest traditions.
I know. Here we go. Ready? The world's biggest Easter omelet in France. Isn't that crazy? Look at this big old thing of scrambled eggs. It's huge.
How do they flip it?
There's like 5 spatulas in there going to town.
But there's like tiny spatulas.
Yeah.
So it's like
No. The bowl's so
It's
big.
just a regular sized omelet, but they just get mini spatulas to make it look like.
that's kind of what's happening right here, because you know it kind of looks like just brown mush, and then like 2 people with tiny little spatulas are just like.
I didn't want to be that guy, but this article sucks. Like, it's just not working.
Oh boy.
Okay, here we go.
Ah.
Oh, hold on. Let me actually read this. On Easter Monday, the residents of Howe usually crack more than 4,500 eggs into a gigantic pan to create a massive Easter omelet that serves over 1,000 people. Now, that's kind of cool.
That's cool, but it's not crazy.
I'd say it's pretty crazy. You take, like, you know how Jesus was like, I'm going to feed the 5,000 with, you know, this amount of
Are
food.
we trying to convert people this episode? What's
Yeah.
going on here?
At the very end of this, if you would like to accept Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior.
Here's where you can donate.
It's a $50
I
buy-in.
can give you, I can give you salvation if you Venmo me $100 right
It's
now.
a $50 buy-in minimum. There's only 50 spots available. Buy yours now.
Predestination.
Buy your spot on the ark. There's a big flood coming. Okay,
I love America.
Okay, hold this is cool. Each family breaks the eggs in their homes in the morning. They gather in the main square where the eggs are cooked for lunch and dinner and breakfast the next morning.
How many eggs per family?
I don't like eggs enough to be eating them.
I actually love
times.
everything but scrambled eggs. So
I could eat eggs any day of the.
Okay,
Any
this
part
is
of
gonna
the-
sound weird. I like
Oh,
I like eggs until I remember that they're eggs.
that is so. That's like saying I love burgers until I remember it used to have a face.
yeah.
But like
He has a point for once.
it sounds weird, but like whenever I'm sitting there, I'm like, ooh, yum, and then I remember like it's an egg. I'm like, ugh.
But it's not fertilized, so like it
Yeah.
never had a chance.
Let's not open that door on when does life start. Let's not talk about that.
Yeah, that's how we go from church to politics.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Okay, a time to splash out. Hungary. Okay, not hungry. Hungary.
I am pretty hungry at that conversation.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
In Hungary, women dress up in traditional clothes.
What are
thinking-
traditional clothes?
You know what I mean.
Like
You can't
t-shirt?
see ankles.
Okay.
All right. On Easter
Biblical
Sunday,
times.
and they
T-shirt.
get splashed with water, or sometimes even a bucket of water chucked over them.
Okay, so it's like a
No, it's more like a wet T-shirt contest.
So they specifically traditional wet t-shirt contest from like the Dark Ages.
They're like churning butter and then they just splash it on everybody. In historic times, the water was considered a way to keep healthy and fertile. Now it's just a fun tradition. Uncomfortable, yes, but it certainly beats getting the Czech Easter tradition. Keep reading to find out. The Czech
But the
Easter.
next one isn't even Czech; it's Finland.
Well, you got to read to the bottom.
Oh,
They're
they
teasing
did that
you.
on purpose.
Yeah, see, now I'm hooked. Okay, I want to know what's next. First, we got a giant egg contest, omelet flip. I want to see that omelet get flipped, though.
They probably get like a like a construction vehicle or some of the heavy equipment that just beep beep.
No. You saw how many spatulas there were. Okay. They get in there and they...
very tiny spatulas. Yes,
All right, well,
it's
hungry.
too much mass. Like legitimately too much mass for it to fold over that and swell. I don't think so.
So do you think all the women get in line and they start splashing each other? You think it's a household thing?
I think that's what's happening right now. This poor lady.
Yeah.
She doesn't even look like she wants to be there.
I don't know. She looks
The men
like...
look like they really enjoy it. Though.
sure they do.
I bet. Oh, no. The witches of
How do
East...
they splash the water though?
Or in a bucket.
Yeah, but like, are they like
No, like they just go.
They
You
should
take the
invest
bucket.
in water guns.
Whoosh. No, because it's traditional. Okay.
Let me pull out my bucket and let me show you.
Yeah. Fertility.
Little spray bottle.
That's a terrible idea. That was awful. Get off our show. Get out. Number 4, the Witches of Easterwick in Finland.
Sounds awesome.
So
Why
all
are there
these,
2 little girls?
they
though?
got 2 girls here dressed with their old school. Are you okay?
Yes.
What are you doing?
Getting my water bottle.
Okay.
Yeah, that didn't look weird.
Don't
at all.
splash anybody. I swear to God. Yeah.
No, you fertilitated me.
I've been fertilized. All right.
So that's when life starts. When you splash
And
the
we're
water.
back.
Yeah. That was a weird detour. That was a weird cut. I'm so sorry. Halloween comes early in Finland as children dress up as witches and wander the streets with broomsticks on a hunt for treats. The tradition is said to have come from the belief that witches would fly to Germany and cavort with Satan.
There we go. Now we're getting into
Yeah.
Bonfires are meant to scare them away. I feel weird after this one, guys.
So it's like the circle thing in SpongeBob where if you have a perfect
Get the
circle,
sea bears away from
The sound of a sea bear attack.
that was an oval. It has to be a. And they come up and grab the kids.
But also, these girls look like they're 5 years old or something. Like, we're telling them, like, hey, guess what? You're going to make a pact with Satan today. Go get those candies. It's
I
like,
mean, that's what we do in Christianity.
I
We're
suppose
like,
so.
hey.
if you mention that ridiculous religion one more time. They believe in people like Metatron.
Yeah, that's awful. Okay. Number 5. This one actually, the title says that potentially could be interesting
Good luck pronouncing
because
that.
I'm so bored with this one. All right. Number 5. Tobacco trees in Papua New Guinea. Okay. Do you think I said it okay?
Guinea?
New Guinea?
Maybe.
Yeah.
That sounds right. New
What did you
Guinea?
think? Oh, I thought this was the word you were thinking I would mess up.
No.
New Guinea.
Oh, I
That's
thought you were going to butcher that.
No. New
cool.
Guinea.
Guinea.
Chocolate isn't much use in the steamy jungles of Papua New Guinea, so Easter trees are part of their celebrations instead. But instead of sweet treats or colorful decorations, people dress up their trees with tobacco and cigarettes and use them as places of worship leading up to Easter.
I could get behind that.
In churches, small trees are decorated with sticks of... Sorry, I'm hiccuping. In churches, small trees are decorated with sticks of tobacco and cigarettes too. These are handed out after the Easter service. What the flip? I don't like that. There's kids in these
You're
pictures.
sleeping from church
Exclusively
and they're
children.
handing you cigarettes on
Yeah.
your way out.
Get out of here.
Dude, the next one has me excited.
This church was a mistake. Oh, I've seen this one before in high school.
Really?
Yeah, I know why you're excited. Number 6.
Why'd you look at me like he was weird for saying that? You're the one that said you're excited.
Because when you hear this, you're going to be weirded out too.
You
Okay.
will be. And I was like, oh, I learned about this in 9th grade.
Okay.
Number 6, crucifixion and flagellation in the Philippines. I feel like it should say flog. That's a better term.
I thought that said flagellation.
It very much could be. In the Philippines, some devout Catholics have taken to the practice of self-crucifixion and self-flagellation on Easter. Their thinking is that it helps purify them and cleanse them of the sins of the world. The Roman Catholic Church is not keen on the idea and has been actively trying to discourage this practice.
But they got the
without
Roman
success.
part.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, exactly. So the picture, and this is what it is. They crucify themselves on a cross, and they're beating the crap out of themselves as they walk down carrying the cross.
Are they like sacrificing themselves, or are they just like playing up like the getting assaulted?
No, these people are hung up.
They don't die though.
Okay.
Oh yeah, they're hung up. Sorry.
They're strung up.
They're
Okay.
they're tied. They're tied to the board, but
Okay.
they do beat themselves.
Okay.
Like they're whipping themselves.
I mean, that's still weird, but I was just
Yeah.
trying to see if we're going into self-sacrifice or not.
no. But how do you think
Not
they
the
pick?
Catholics.
How do you think they pick who's doing it? You know what I mean?
I think they volunteer.
Yeah, but how did they pick? Like, is there a big line? Do you think I got to put in like my resume?
Right.
that
And
was
like
the
if
only
they
thing-
don't have enough people, do they just like eeny, meeny, miny, moe it
Yeah.
in the congregation?
This photo looks old. If I was in the Philippines before like internet, you got nothing better to do. I mean, you're part of this big community, and everyone else is doing
Right.
it. Why wouldn't you?
Right.
Maybe it's
Especially if you're like if it's a highly
Yeah.
honorable position.
What if it's like jury duty where you like get it?
you just get summoned.
like oh.
Sidebar.
Maybe- what?
I actually have been jury summoned twice,
I have.
and I actively tried to get on. and that's why I got kicked out.
Yeah. What'd you say?
Oh,
I could tell you what to say to get on, but I won't.
Well, actually, so the first time, interestingly, this is a kind of interesting story. This was when I was really young, and it kind of got me interested in judicial systems. When they asked, you know how they ask random questions to pick out their jurors. The attorney asked me, hey, if this man here, the defendant, chose not to testify, would you consider him guilty? Or would that put doubt in your mind? And I said, yeah.
It would put doubt in your mind?
Yeah.
Oh,
and then
they kicked you out.
They kicked me out.
Yep.
And then that actually taught me, like, actually, there was a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to do. I had to like kind of do research on that. I was like, actually, yeah, there's a lot of reasons why you wouldn't want to testify.
Yeah.
And but yeah, do research on that. It's pretty interesting. The second time, I was the person in the very back to all the way to the left, the very last seat, and they literally called me out by name. They're like, if you don't want to be picked, you're in the best seat in the house.
Be sure to bleep your name when you're editing. Because you don't like it.
They said Shaps. They said, yeah, if you're in the back seat, you're in the best seat of the house. If you don't want to get picked, I was like, oh, that sucks.
Right.
Because we actually had to stay. You know, I think I called or texted you that day because I was like right next to the court.
You're hoping you'd show up in my courtroom.
Yeah. We have a dispute, Darci. That's why.
Yeah. Legally.
Yeah.
over
Remember the debt I was talking about earlier?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're
We
fighting
came to
over.
agreement.
We're fighting over who's the third wheel in the show. So legally, he is. Not the audience.
I was about to say that neither of us were. And we were just confused.
Yeah, we're both alpha males. Shout out to last episode.
That's what I'm saying. Right, Darci? Right? Yeah. Okay.
No.
All right, now here's an interesting one.
Ooh, I
Number
like it.
7.
That's a good horror movie title.
The Easter Bunny sees red in Greece. Okay. Easter is known around the world for multicolored decorated eggs, but in Greece, you will find only red eggs. Red is the color of life, you see, as well as a representation of the blood of Christ. From ancient times, the egg has been a symbol of the renewal of life, and the message of the red egg is victory over death. Got it? That's what it says. Got it?
Yeah, I got it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
These aren't
Put down the knife.
Bro,
Yeah.
these aren't crazy or weird. And like I wouldn't even say fun facts because they're just facts. They're not fun.
Right.
The last one literally had people crucifying themselves. I'm pretty sure that was interesting.
Oh, that was kind of interesting.
That was pretty fun.
And the other one
Not a
before,
fact, though.
and the one before that was kids smoking tobacco. I like, come on, man, give them a little credit.
That did something for you, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Okay, I like Norway. I'm excited about this one. Number 8, criminal intent in Norway. Okay. Easter time is a crime time in Norway. Television channels run crime shows, and a slew of new detective novels are commissioned to come out just before Easter. People across the country escape into their mountain cabins and spend the weekend with the whodunit television shows or books. Even the milk cartons carry short detective stories on their side during the season. The phenomenon was triggered by the immense popularity of a crime novel in 1923 set on the Bergen Railway. That's kind of not as cool as I was hoping, but that's interesting. They picked that day to be like, okay, you got this really good story, okay? Like, it's coming out today. If you don't make the Easter slot, does that mean your book's a flop? You know what I mean?
It's like what we were talking about earlier when you kept applying for the same position, and
Yeah.
when they called you back, they're like, maybe next year.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yikes.
I don't know. That wasn't as interesting as I thought, but it's a really cool picture in Norway. You know,
How do we know
mountains.
that's Norway?
You're right. Could be anywhere. No, a cabin in
Texas.
Alesund, Norway. There you go. This little
Could
title.
be Norway, California.
Shh. This title says it's in Norway.
Maybe they lied.
That's another fact.
Ooh, this is a good one. Number 9, New Zealand. Anyone want to go to New Zealand at some point?
I used to until I saw their spider hordes.
Oh,
That sounds awesome. Now we'll go to New Zealand more.
I wouldn't put too much stock into that. To be honest with you.
The spider hordes? That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So
I
I've been
like
camping.
spiders.
I've been camping in several places that
I
were.
feel like you just like spiders because you still have this like imagination that if you get bit, that one day
Okay.
you'll be shooting
Yeah.
webs.
It's
gonna go like this.
I'll be
Yeah.
I'll be part of the horde. No, so reason I like
Just like-
sidebar reason I like spiders. Okay, I was in the bathroom one day, and then like there was a little spider that like crept up. He's actually pretty big boy, but he just like looked at me, and I was like, ah!
You just felt a connection.
And I smashed him. But like it took me a while to smash him. But then after I smashed him, I was like, he wasn't doing anything. He was looking at me. He didn't do anything. He even fight back. He even tried to get away. I just smashed him for no reason. And ever since then, I've always
You really smashed him, huh? Was he pregnant after?
Yeah, smash or pass.
Oh, it smashed. He was running, but I got him.
preview for Third Wheel at Night, brought to you by Caleb and Darci.
Yeah, if you like this and want to see more, click right here to see more. The Great Easter Bunny. Okay, number 9. This one's, please be interesting, I beg you. The Great Easter Bunny Hunt in New Zealand. Real bunnies. While the rest of the world hunts for Easter eggs hidden around the house, the good folk of Otago grab their guns for the annual Great Easter Bunny Hunt.
That's what I'm talking about.
The idea is to rid farmlands of invasive pests, with over 500 hunters vying for the coveted trophy and the New Zealand $3,500 prize money. With over 10,000 rabbits meeting their maker each year, the Easter Bunny sensibly gives this corner of New Zealand a miss.
Okay.
Now that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Everyone's Elmer Fudd on Easter over in New Zealand. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting rabbits.
Is that 5? Is that 5 accents?
That's
that
not an
we're going
accent.
on
That's
now?
an impression of a
Oh.
very well famous character.
Yeah, everyone and their mom definitely knows Elmer Fudd.
Yeah. Okay. At least that one I didn't switch midway through my sentence.
Yeah.
Number 10, last and probably least.
Is
'cause
this
it's
the one that they built us up to?
Yeah.
Oh,
that
yeah.
they played
It
with us
is.
on
Yeah,
earlier?
I think it is.
Croatia. Whip cracking in the Czech Republic
Yep.
and Slovakia. If you're a woman and you find yourself in the Czech Republic or Slovakia on Easter Monday, it is perhaps best to stay indoors.
I don't really know why women are getting the short end of the stick here.
For real. Buckets of water, whips,
Right.
red eggs, Australians. Local men and boys roam the streets with the gaily decorated willow switches, usually adorned with ribbons, looking for girls to lightly whip.
Bullcrap. I
I'm
know
not
those
done.
guys aren't lightly doing it.
Yeah.
I'm not done, sir.
How do you lightly whip? Because
No.
like it cracks. You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
you can't just like.
There's no way they're like.
It's a soft crack. The whipping is not, you can edit this however you wish. The whipping is not intended to be painful, but instead is meant to encourage good health and beauty. You may feel otherwise, and the tradition is seen as quite controversial now.
Be hotter.
So is it like
Lose weight.
is it like how like with spanking how it's supposed to be like disciplinary.
Disciplinary.
Not the way my
disciplinary
dad did
for a
it.
child. But like as you become an adult, it's like you look hot.
Okay.
But maybe they're whipping them with the ribbon part.
Okay.
Like maybe the ribbon's like fluttering.
Or here's
you
the
know?
thing. I also have a theory that these women being whipped are probably too afraid to be like, stop. Just don't do this.
Probably.
Just we're not into this.
Yeah.
Because they're in the check. Yeah. Okay,
Yeah.
maybe. Yeah. It says not intended to be painful. Instead meant to encourage good health and beauty.
I
So
know.
yeah, like you said, lose weight. You're getting fat.
Oh,
Sorry, this will probably get me canceled. 'Cause I made a joke that's misogynistic.
Yep.
That's what we get. It's all my fault. This will come
I'm
back in 10 years.
offended.
This will come back in 10 years to haunt me. See how I
You know
ignored
what?
your opinion?
No, you know what's gonna come back to haunt us is when we did an at night episode of Drake Bell and we were judging the way he was speaking and looking back, he was probably talking about. He was probably stuttering like that because he was remembering his own abuse.
Sir.
And so it was just it was a
Wow.
little sus because he was like stuttering so much and not really like
And he
giving
was-
a lot of information on his story.
And he was smirking when he was talking about he was blaming the girl and he's smirking and he's downplaying what he
Right.
did.
Oh,
So
and
here-
so
yeah.
like yeah, but then watching the Nickelodeon documentary,
Yeah.
it's like oh he was probably stuttering like
I mean, like,
that
I don't want people. I
because-
don't want people to like give him a free pass or anything.
Right.
Exactly, and
Because like,
that's
he
my
still
thing.
did a really bad thing.
Right.
Yeah.
However, yeah, it doesn't change what he did. It's just sad what happened to him.
And I agree. Like I mean, if he was a kid and if that happened to him, even if it happened to you as an adult, like Brendan Fraser, he was an adult when he got
Right.
he got hurt by an executive
Yeah.
as a man, an adult man. So like it's bad when that happens to you. I'm not
Right.
downplaying that. That's sad. What I can't get past is when you take what happened to you and now you're about to do it to somebody else. And that part I can't stand by.
right.
So I feel for him. I feel for the trauma. Nobody should go through that as a kid or an adult.
Yeah.
But his actions, though, those are what I focused
It's
on.
weird because you hear child psychologists talk about like how abused people will abuse people.
Yeah.
It's just like because that's what they know as normal, or that's just something that's like a core for them.
That's awful.
It's really sad.
Absolutely.
So,
I agree.
yeah, I mean, he's old enough to be like to take responsibility for his own actions. I think that's what he should do.
Right.
But yeah, it's really messed up. Obviously, what happened to him and everyone else in Nickelodeon.
Absolutely.
And Hollywood as a general, I guess.
Yeah. So, all right, we're at 55 minutes. I think we should cut it a little bit short so a little bit more time. There's a couple other things we want to work on creatively, so I'm kind of excited about. I'd like to get in a little bit of time on that. Do you have anything else to add Easter-wise?
And make sure to find as many eggs, whether they have spoiled milk or
all 20.
I was supporting what you said till we got there.
or tobacco or medication.
The color
or
red.
anything. Yeah.
Or a rehab.
Whipping.
Yeah.
Plenty
Lots of whipping.
That we should standardize that actually.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time on the Third Wheel Podcast. We're shooting one right now. See y'all next time.